Hello, hi guys. Welcome to session 3 of Object-Oriented ABAP series. Today I'm going to explain how to access private attribute outside of the class. So there are two ways to achieve this. First is setter and getter method, and another is friends class concept. So let's jump to code quickly and understand what is setter getter method and what is friends class concept and what is the difference between setter and getter method and friend class concept. So so now I have created one class where private members are defined. So my private method is M3 and private attribute is LV underscore ADTR2. Okay, so our aim is to modify or to access value of private attribute and call uh, private method up from outside of the class. So first I will explain setter and getter method. So if you can see, setter and getter method are defined in public section. Okay, so first condition of setter and getter methods is both methods should be public method, and setter method should take one parameter as input, and the getter method should return or export parameter as output, and type should be same as private attribute. Okay, so these are the conditions. So now let's look at the implementation of setter method, then we will look at the implementation of getter method. So in setter method, I am assigning input parameter value to private attribute. Okay, and I am also calling private method. So why I am able to do that? Because setter method and getter method are present inside class only. So that's why you are able to call M3 method, and you are able to access this private attribute. Okay, so uh, so this is the implementation, and now let's move to start of selection. So what I'll do, from here I'll try to modify private attribute value. Okay, so let's comment out this call setter method. Okay, and so what I have done, I have created object of this class, and I called setter method to modify private attribute value. So I am passing here AB. So what it will do, so AB value will be assigned to private attribute LV underscore ADTR2, and next line is calling of M3 method, so which is private method. And what is happening in method 3 M3, it is concatenating SD to the current value of private attribute LV underscore ATTR2. So what will happen, I am passing AB as input in setter method. So what it will do, the private attribute value will be initialized as AB, and then M3, then calling of this method will concatenate SD after AB. Okay, so the expected output should be A ABSD. Okay, so now we now I call this setter method, so it will just modify the private attribute value, and so for printing private attribute value, we need to uh, also also call getter method of the same class. So what getter method will do, so if you see the implementation of getter method, so getter has one exporting parameter. So this private value of private attribute will be assigned to exporting parameter. Okay, so now I call getter method, and I will import the value of private attribute. which is in means the value of private attribute will be stored in the variable lv underscore value. Now I can print this lv underscore value. So now let's do the code check and execute activate this code, and now let's see what will be the output. So as expected, the output is ABSD. Okay. Uh, so this is the first this is the first approach to access, not actually access, but we are able to modify the private attribute value, and we are also able to call private method using setter and getter methods. Okay, so we are able to achieve our aim, but one problem is there. We are not able to directly access the private attribute, or we are not able to call private method still. Okay, so we are using helping method to do that. Okay, so so then uh, then I now it's time to explain friends class concept. Okay, so the friends class, see, when I am defining class 1, I am also defining that this class 2 is friend of class 1. Okay, so one thing should be noted, that friends relationship is not two-way, it is one-way. Meaning class 2 is a friend of class 1, but class 1 is not friend of class 2. So let it put this way. Class 1 cannot access private attribute of class 2, but class 2 can access private attribute of class 1. Okay, so this is the private section of class 1. So now let's try to activate. Okay, yeah, so error is coming. So why this error is coming? I am declaring this class as a friend of this, but it is not this class is not defined yet. So either I should move the definition uh, at the starting, it will solve the error, or what we can do, let let's put this section back where it was, and we we use this keyword definition deferred. It means it is saying that this class definition will be defined later, not now. So that uh, after using this keyword, syntax error will be gone. Okay. What is this? Ah, let's remove this one also. Yeah. So syntax error is gone. Okay, so now let's activate, and now we have defined class 2 as a friend class of class 1, but vice versa not true. Okay, so now let's move to class 2, and it has public method m7, and let's try to access private attribute and private method. So so what I'm doing, I am defining reference class variable and creating the object. Okay, and now let's do the code check if I'm able to access this private attribute and call private method or not. Okay, so now there is no syntax error. It means I'm allowed to call private method m3 and allowed to use private attribute lv underscore attr to in another class. Okay, so remember, as definition says of private visibility, it can only be used within class, but friends class concept giving us leverage to use private attribute and method outside of the class. Okay, so this I wanted to explain, and now let's call m7, because now let's comment out first approach, and Uh, so I have declared, I have created object of class 2, and using M7 method, I'll be getting same output as I was getting using setter and getter method. Okay. So I have activated the code. Now let's run. So same output I am getting. Okay. Now, so this is the friends class concept for accessing private attribute and calling private method. And one more thing I want to explain, like suppose there is uh, class which is inherited from class 2, means class 2 in this case is a friend class, right? Friend class of class 1. So now class 3 also, class 3 also I have defined, and it is inherited from a friend class 2. And let's see here. So now I want to examine that if private attribute of class 1 uh, we can use or not. Okay, so let's try that. So there is no syntax error. So uh, it means friend class can access or call private attribute or method of class 1, as well as subclass of friend class also can do same. Means class 2 also, class 3 also can access private attribute and method of class 1. So all the classes which are inherited from friend class all can access private attribute and private method. Okay, so this was the additional concept. Okay, now let's examine if vice versa is true or not. Uh, means class 1 can access private attribute of class 2 or not. So as I already mentioned that only class 2 can access private attribute or method of class 1, but vice versa is not true. Let's prove that, and yeah, so let's prove it. So I have defined another method m09, and I'll comment out this code, and this lv underscore v1 is a private member of friend class, which is class 2. Okay, so now inside class 1 I'm trying to access private attribute of class 1. Okay, so let's uncomment this code, and let's try. See, this error is coming. Okay, so why this error is coming? Because this class 2 definition is here, so we can't create object of lcl underscore class 2. So what we can do, so let's move this piece of code or definition of class 2 back to starting of program, and let's comment this line. Okay, so now error will be gone. Okay, and this error is coming. It is saying access to private attribute lv underscore v1 is not allowed. Means uh, so class 1 can't access private attribute or method of class 2 and as well as class 3. Okay, so class 1 is not a friend class. Okay, but class 2 and class 3 are the friend class. Why class 3 is friend class? Because this is the subclass of class 2. All the subclass of friend class can access private attribute and private method of another class. Okay, but vice versa not true. I'm sorry, I'm repeating again and again, but uh, so I just wanted to emphasize on this point. So let's activate this code, and again it is saying this you can't access. So let's comment out this code, and I will try to activate. Okay, so that's all for now. um, Thank you for time, and please subscribe and press bell button for upcoming videos. And the next topic in this series is class area and instance area. I will I will explain what is class area and instance area. So thank you for watching. Have a good day.